In a football game, a man named Ethan is sitting comfortably with his girlfriend, Maya, in the VIP section. The game is in full swing, but Ethan doesn't seem to care much about the sport. Instead, he's paying close attention to the crowd. He notices a beautiful girl getting up to leave her seat. Right then, a mischievous thought pops into his head. He turns to Maya and proposes a small bet. Let's guess how many people turn around to look at her. A man sitting nearby named Logan gets interested and asks to join in. Ethan agrees immediately. Everyone happily places a $10 bet and starts counting. As the girl leaves the stands, a total of 7 people are caught looking back. Among them, Maya is the closest guess, so she wins the bet. Without hesitation, Logan hands her the money and suggests playing another round. This time, the bet is on which team will commit the next foul in the game. Maya declines, saying she doesn't know much about football, but Ethan is excited and immediately bets $1,000. When the whistle blows, the referee signals a foul, and sure enough, the team Ethan bet on committed it. He wins and pockets the cash. Despite losing, Logan becomes even more thrilled and suggests another bet, this time for $5,000, guessing whether the player will pass the ball or run with it. Ethan hesitates a bit at the $5,000 price tag, but he eventually nods in agreement. Logan guesses the player will run, while Ethan guesses he'll pass. The whistle blows and the player runs with the ball, meaning Ethan loses $5,000. Ethan decides, it's fine, it was only $5,000. I'm stopping here. He turns to Maya and tells her to go grab some coffee. As he stands up to leave, Logan stops him. He says that since Ethan is in the VIP section, he must be rich, so why be sad over $5,000? He suggests one more round, this time for $10,000. Finally, Ethan agrees. The bet is to guess whether the next pass will be successful or fail. Ethan guesses success, but the opposing team intercepts the ball. Ethan loses another $10,000, bringing his total loss to $15,000. As he pulls out the money, he starts showing signs of anger. After thinking for a moment, Ethan says, let's bet a straight $50,000 this time. Maya is stunned by the amount, but Ethan is now furious and losing control. Luck still isn't on his side. He loses again, dropping another $50,000. Maya begs him to stop, but Ethan is currently driven by emotion and ego. Without thinking, he bets another $100,000. Logan laughs mockingly. Do you even have that much money? Ethan remains silent and throws a massive stack of cash onto the table. Seeing this, Logan gets more fired up than ever. This time, Ethan bets that the next pass will be intercepted, but the pass turns out to be successful. Ethan has now lost another $100,000, meaning he has been cleaned out of $165,000. He's confused, not knowing how to escape this downward spiral. Maya is also paralyzed by his actions. At this point, the game has become serious and dangerous. Ethan says, I have exactly $1 million left, and I'm betting it all to see who wins this time. The final round is decided by playing cards. Since Logan has been winning continuously, he's acting like a fanatic, looking at Ethan like a human ATM. Logan pulls a 5 of clubs, meaning Ethan only needs to pull a card higher than a 5 to win. His chances are very high. Ethan pulls a card and flips it over confidently, but it's a 3 of hearts. Seeing this, Maya collapses to the ground in shock. When the game started, Ethan only intended to bet $10 for fun, but by the end, he lost over $1 million. All of this happened in a single, uncontrolled betting streak. After such an embarrassing defeat, Ethan has nothing left to say. He quietly leaves the stands with Maya. He is fuming inside, but Logan takes the opportunity to taunt him, saying that's what happens when you challenge a master. Hearing those words, Ethan stops in his tracks and suddenly offers a brand new bet. This time, it's for $2 million, but the idea is a bit different. Ethan challenges Logan to use binoculars to randomly pick any player on the field. If Ethan can guess the player's jersey number, he wins. Logan is a bit confused. He thinks this sounds like mind reading, and it seems like Ethan is just digging his own grave. Logan starts to suspect Ethan will cheat. To clear any suspicion, Ethan says, fine, I won't guess. This time, Maya will guess. Maya looks at Ethan with pure anger. She has no idea what's going on. She tells him that with so many people out there, there's no way she could guess the right number. After saying that, She tries to leave, but Logan's bodyguards block her, causing a small scuffle. Maya tries to compose herself. Ethan whispers to her, "Just look around the field and pick the number that makes you feel like it belongs to you." Logan takes the binoculars and picks a random player. Then, Maya takes the binoculars and scans the field. Jersey numbers are everywhere. It's impossible to guess. But then, her eyes stop on a familiar face. It's their friend Julian, wearing jersey number 55. That Maya remembers Ethan's words about picking the number that feels like it's hers. She realizes that everything was part of Ethan's plan all along. She shouts out, 55, and it's the correct answer. Logan is speechless. Maya also begins to wonder how Ethan knew Logan would pick that exact player. But at that moment, it didn't matter. They won. They walked away with a $1 million profit while recovering everything they had lost. They leave the stadium with 2 large bags full of cash. In the car, Ethan reveals everything to Maya. It turns out the whole thing was his plan from the start. He says they had been tracking Logan for a long time. Logan was famous in high society circles for his gambling addiction. He would jump at any bet offered to him. Ethan's entire crew staged this game. From the moment Logan stepped out of his hotel, the number 55 was being planted in his subconscious. The number appeared on the security guard's name tag and on billboards along the road to the stadium. But they didn't just make him see the number, they made him hear it too. In the VIP room, Ethan intentionally had a song playing that repeated the number 55 over and over. The song mentioned the number 124 times, pulling Logan's mind toward 55. They even let him see a photo of Julian to create a clear visual memory. So, when Logan looked through the binoculars, his mind naturally gravitated toward number 55, and Maya called it out as soon as she saw Julian. Maya wasn't told anything beforehand, so that her expressions and actions would be completely natural throughout the game, ensuring no one would suspect her. After hearing the explanation, Maya is completely won over by Ethan. Flashing back to a few days ago, while Ethan was in a room with Maya, a man suddenly burst in and pointed a gun at his head. Maya, sitting right next to him, was someone Ethan had only recently met. Clearly, someone had set a trap for Ethan, but there wasn't a hint of fear on his face. He calmly said, "I don't have a cent on me. If you want to shoot, go ahead." The gunman looked at Ethan's reaction and quickly realized this man was not simple. In fact, he was much more skilled than them. And that hunch was exactly right. Ethan is a professional con artist who specializes in high-level pickpocketing and scams. Maya had lured Ethan to that room, but Ethan saw natural potential in her. At the time, Maya didn't understand what was happening. Once the gunman left, Ethan told Maya she had a special gift. If she honed her ability to deceive others, she could live a very wealthy life. He continued, "This is my family's traditional trade. My father, my grandfather, they were all master con artists. We were born to deceive. Every trick, every action is a game to us." Without hesitation, Maya pulled out money and said she wanted to learn from him. Ethan agreed. As he walked out of the room, he stole Maya's ring without her even noticing. By the time she realized it, her watch was gone too. When she reached into her bag for the watch, she found that Ethan had already lifted her wallet as well. After these tricks, Ethan smiled and said, "Just a quick hand at the right time and a little bit of style. That's all you need for this job." Afterward, Ethan said goodbye and left. A few months later, Maya found Ethan in New Orleans, where he had started building a new crew. That meeting was actually a test. He wanted to know if Maya was capable enough to join his team. When Maya agreed, Ethan gave her first mission. He sent her to a fair with another team member. This was Maya's first time practicing in the real world. She pretended to hold a map and asked passersby for directions. Meanwhile, her accomplice secretly stole a camera lens from a tourist. Later, another member intentionally bumped into a man, and Maya quickly lifted his wallet. At this point, Maya started feeling more confident in her skills. Using a pair of chopsticks, she quietly lifted a wallet from another woman's bag. Everything went so smoothly that no one suspected a thing. Ethan stood on the roof of a building, monitoring the whole process. He ordered the group to let Maya work alone. It was time for her to go solo. Maya began stealing expensive items over and over. And with each success, Ethan's respect for her grew. Then, Ethan gave her a bigger assignment, a high-tech scam. With the help of special lenses, they could see the opponent's cards in casinos, and win easily. They also had a credit card theft system. A stolen card was secretly sent to an accomplice with a data cloning device, and then the card was returned to the victim's pocket. By the time the owner noticed, their bank account had been drained. Another scam involved a fake ATM. When someone withdrew money, the machine would secretly save their PIN. Later, Julian would collect the machine and retrieve all the data. All the stolen credit cards were categorized, used to buy luxury goods, and finally, the information was sold on the black market. One day, Maya saw a beautiful necklace and was about to try it on, but Ethan immediately stopped her. He strictly explained that all stolen items must be sold. No one is allowed to keep anything for themselves. This was the first time Maya witnessed a scam organization of this scale. The feeling of standing in the middle of a mountain of stolen goods overwhelmed her, making it feel like a strange dream. The next day, Maya and Julian were sitting in a high-end restaurant. Suddenly, Julian fainted while Maya screamed for help. "Please, someone help us. Please." But it was all just a play to distract people while the other crew members quietly robbed the wealthy patrons around them. When the mission was complete, the group escaped by hopping into an ambulance. The plan was executed perfectly. No one noticed anything unusual. That night, the whole group celebrated. Ethan praised everyone because they had made $1.2 million in just 1 week. After this party, all the team members would go their separate ways. All fake documents were destroyed, and Ethan assured everyone that their share of the money would be transferred to their accounts within a few days. However, the veteran members knew that Ethan still had one last job. The next morning, Ethan took Maya to a VIP booth at a stadium. There, he demonstrated the entire plan to Maya, showing her how they could make millions in just a few minutes. By now, Maya had fallen for Ethan. She thought she was his girlfriend, and that was why he shared everything with her. But the truth was, Ethan only brought her into the group for his own purposes. When it was all over, Ethan gave Maya $80,000 in cash and said goodbye. Maya was so angry her eyes welled up with tears. Her heart was broken because she truly loved him. At the same time, she felt $80,000 was far too little since Ethan had just made $1 million. But in Ethan's world, there was no room for emotion. Nearly 3 years later, a race car pulls into a service station, and we see Ethan once again. Fatigue is visible in his eyes, and his expression shows he's running low on cash. During lunch, he meets Grant, the owner of a racing team. Grant's research team has developed a new algorithm called EXR, but he wants to upgrade it to increase their chances of winning. So, Grant hired Ethan. The plan is simple. Ethan will pretend to be the team's chief engineer, and then they'll stage a fake argument in front of everyone so other teams see it. Afterward, Ethan will pretend to be a traitor and sell a fake version of the EXR to the rival team, while Grant's team uses the real version and wins easily. According to the deal, Ethan will be paid €1 million, and whatever money he makes from selling the fake system will be his to keep. Ethan thinks this plan is so easy he could do it in his sleep. However, Grant's butler/security chief doesn't trust Ethan at all. The man threatens him directly, saying, "If you do anything wrong, I will shoot you straight in the chest." Ethan puts on a sharp suit and leaves the hotel to attend a party that evening. According to the original plan with Grant, they were supposed to stage a fake fight in front of the crowd to distract the rivals. But everything falls apart when Maya appears. Walking down the stairs in a stunning red dress, she goes straight to Grant and hugs him. That sight fills Ethan's eyes with rage. His mind goes blank. For 3 years, Ethan hadn't seen Maya, and now she was with the man who hired him. Maya approaches Ethan calmly and says she isn't a con artist anymore and that what happened 3 years ago doesn't matter. She also says that Grant knows nothing about their past relationship and that it's best to keep it that way. Hearing this, Ethan gets genuinely angry. He takes a glass of vodka and downs it in one go. Before, he intended to just pretend to be angry, but now the emotion is real. The argument with Grant is no longer a script, it has become reality. The conflict catches the rival team's attention, just as planned. Soon after, security guards arrive and kick Ethan out of the party. But by now, he already has the rival team owner's business card in his hand. The next morning, Ethan meets the owner of the McLaren team. He gets straight to the point. "I want to sell the EXR system to you for €3 million. The team owner has plenty of money and doesn't bother haggling. They immediately test the software on the track, and seeing the results, the man's face lights up. Ethan promises to deliver the full software within 48 hours. Meanwhile, Maya coincidentally runs into Julian on the street. It turns out Julian was sent by Ethan. He tells Maya that 3 years ago, Ethan was forced to leave because he had no other choice. Julian also reveals that Ethan still loves her. Then he hands Maya a box containing the necklace she once loved so much. Whether Julian's story is true or not doesn't matter anymore. Seeing the necklace, Maya's heart softens. She tells Julian she can't trust Ethan, but her eyes say the opposite. She still has feelings for him. On the day of the transaction, Ethan shows up and hands the software to the McLaren owner. In exchange, a large man hands him a suitcase containing 3 million euros. But Ethan's nature is to never be satisfied. He secretly sold copies of that software to all the other racing teams. Every handshake brought in millions of euros. By the time the race starts, no one knows that every team is using the exact same EXR system. That night, instead of running away, Ethan sends a message to Maya saying if she makes it in time, they can run away together. Ethan waits, but no one shows up. As he turns to leave, Maya appears. They quickly try to escape, but it's too late. It turns out the large man who gave the suitcase to Ethan knew everything. From the start, he was Grant's man. He discovered that Ethan sold the real software instead of the fake one as promised. Now, he's wearing a racing suit and intentionally rams into Ethan's car. After a horrific accident, Ethan and Maya are both captured. They are tied up, and all the stolen money is laid out in front of Grant. Grant is beyond furious. He spent 40 million euros developing that system, and now everything is gone. The worst part is he still can't understand how Ethan stole the original software. When Ethan refuses to talk, Grant pinches Maya's nose, cutting off her air. Seeing this, Ethan breaks completely. He confesses everything, that he made Maya fall for him again to reignite their old feelings, and that the necklace he gave her this time contained a special microchip. As soon as Grant opened the software, the chip inside stole his password and copied all the data. Maya is frozen hearing this, tears streaming down her face. But Grant and his henchmen burst out laughing. They find the story fascinating but don't believe a word of it. Grant coldly says, "Maya was never really my girlfriend. I knew she was only with me for the money." Maya doesn't deny it. She admits she only pretended to love Grant for a chance to steal his expensive watch collection. Hearing this, Ethan is stunned that it turns out Maya pretended to love Grant just to make Ethan jealous. Now both are caught. For the first time in his life, Ethan feels like he was the one who got conned. Just as he's trying to explain, the butler suddenly pulls a gun and pulls the trigger. The bullet hits Ethan in the chest. Grant's face instantly turns pale. He panics and yells at the butler, "I can make the money back, but if I'm prosecuted for murder, my life is over." Grant immediately fires the butler and flees the warehouse. While Maya is sobbing, the butler calmly says, "Don't worry, I'm actually on Ethan's side." The truth is, the butler is Ethan's foster father, Arthur. He intentionally aimed away from the heart, just grazing the chest area. He bandages the wound and uses a syringe to drain the blood and balance the air pressure in Ethan's chest. Suddenly, Ethan opens his eyes. He's still alive. The plan was crazy, but it worked. Behind them is a massive pile of money. All three leave the warehouse together. Ethan was actually an orphan raised by that man. He was the one who taught Ethan all the tricks of the trade. Their rule is simple: never let emotions interfere with the job. But now, Ethan is truly in love with Maya. The foster father leaves, taking all the money with him, leaving Ethan and Maya on the side of the road. Now Ethan is empty-handed, but on the way to the hospital, he sees something shiny in Maya's hand. It's Grant's 200,000 euro watch. Ethan looks at her, and they both smile. With these clever tricks and quick hands, no matter where they are in the world, they'll never have to worry about going hungry. What do you think about this movie? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.